John Osborne here. Let's do the FX Educational Outlook for July 18th, 2017. We'll notice that with a little bit of a quiet news week, we're starting to see some of our bullish markets pull back a little bit and retrace. Although one of the markets that we saw has come back to life after a bit of a prior retracement was the Euro Pound. You can see the head and shoulders pattern did play out enough to get us down to the previous congestion that we had here, this previous support, and since then we've just been moving up towards this resistance trend line. So let's see what happens as it continues to move up. I've drawn a little bit of a channel here. I don't usually draw channels in, but I was trying to get a line across the tops here and saw that it was kind of following a channel, so that will be our consolidation range for now, as we're trying to break above that 0.88509 previous pivot from right here on the weekly. So we're still going to stay bullish in that market. For the Kiwi yen, we are now starting to risk running lower. This is the one we've been watching going for quite a while, and today or yesterday I guess it was today, we had a very big dip here. It came right down to this line that we were drawing, inherited from the parent chart, and that broke through this support line of 81.924, so that weakens it enough so we could drop through that further. So let's watch what happens. We'll keep an eye on that 81.653. We went as low as 81.664. So I'm going to adjust this line to be there as our next break point now that it's been weakened, or the 81.924 has been weakened, and we'll see if it'll run lower. For the Aussie yen, this one actually continued moving back up. A little bit of consolidation today, but we've held on our gains after breaking through the 88.171 daily resistance, and that one's heading higher still. For the pound US dollar, it's having a little bit of indecision today with a big candle that was a little bit of a spinning top, I would say, on the daily. You can see this is all happening after we broke through the previous resistances that we had on the weekly. So, and you're here on the daily, but this is 1.30472. So we're kind of back and retesting, and we'll see what happens. We're still looking on the bullish side, so let's let that develop a little bit more. For the US dollar yen, we broke through this trend line that we had going up here, and we've now broken through this previous support here. So we're looking bearish now on the daily. We're already bearish on the 240, so unless we can break through this resistance trend line here, we might be now entering into a downtrend, and we're going to be switching this to be bearish. So we'll see if we can break through that 111.703 a little bit more, and if so, we'll change our stance in that market to be bearish. The euro dollar is continuing to move up, and the Aussie dollar is also continuing to move up. You can see interestingly here how we went up and broke through this old trend line that we have here, and then we're retesting it right on that line. So that was an interesting hesitation there once we got through that line. Our bearish markets are being a little more behaved. In this case, we broke through the 0.95520, and we're back up retesting that as we speak, which is not unexpected. For the dollar loonie, you can see we are definitely trending lower now, so we're watching this one to continue moving lower, although we're getting a bit of a divergence, meaning that we're starting to see some strength in our MACD indicators indicating more bullishness and not as much bearishness. So we might see a little bit of weakening here, but we're still looking plenty bearish on our daily and our 240. So longer term, we're still bearish on our way down to that 1.246 previous pivot. For the pound loonie, that one you can see we broke through, came up and retested back up to the yellow band of the Bollinger Band, and we're now making a move back lower again. We're looking bearish on the weekly, bearish on the 240, but rather neutral on our daily. So we'll see where that goes. And in our consolidating watch list, we're still in this channel. I've expanded this channel now to incorporate the previous swings. So you can see a larger channel that we have here. It's trying to decide if it wants to go higher or give up moving higher before it can break through that 148.447. That's a previous pivot from back here, back in the end of 2016. Okay, we are looking bearish on the daily and still neutral to bullish on the weekly. And that'll do it for today. You can subscribe by clicking on my picture, or look at previous videos by clicking on the video in the upper left. And in the meantime, hope you have a great rest of your day.